The Google Nexus 4 is the fourth generation of Google's smartphone line, all of which run a pure, unadulterated version of Android. The Google Nexus 4 offers very capable specifications for the time it was released, such as a lovely 4.7-inch HD display and a snappy processor. Also, it packs some very nice useful features, most notably the pure Android experience. But the Nexus 4 is almost 2 years old now, and there are much better, newer handsets on the market, such as its successor, the Nexus 5. So can the Google Nexus 4 still stand up against its newer rivals? Let's see in MobileTechnology Reviews' full video review of the Google Nexus 4. Alright, so here's the lock screen of my Nexus device. It's your pretty typical stock Android lock screen. You got your clock and your date up at the top, your status bar up here obviously, and down here you can either have your PIN, your password, your pattern lock, whatever. This is your service provider, this little arrow here. If you drag it up, you put your password in and then it brings you directly into Google Now. And this is your camera shortcut, so if you go like that you can get to your camera. And if you swipe the other way, you can get to various widgets. Right here I have a Google Now widget. And you can also add more here. So there we go, that's your lock screen. Pretty basic there. We just unlock this. Alright, so here we are. Here is the main menu, or home screen. Home screens, plural. Of Android, really. Now those of you that are familiar with Android know what this is all about. We have several home screens here that we can put icons and shortcuts to apps on, as well as widgets. We tap this little icon here in the center, brings us to our app drawer. And this is a list of all of our apps on the device, all my apps on the device in alphabetical order. If you tap right here, this gives you access to all of your widgets you have on the phone. But moving back to the home screens, obviously we have icons here. I've got a clock widget here. It's pretty basic. We have a Google Play My Library widget here. Shows my songs, magazines, and I have 4 apps that I use most frequently down here at the bottom on a dock. And up here we have the Google search bar, and of course your status icons up top, your battery, the time, Wi-Fi strength, etc. And on this stock legacy launcher we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home screens. And unfortunately, on this stock launcher, you cannot change the amount of home screens, so you're kind of stuck with 5, whether you use all 5 or not. So that's your home screens. If you go into the app drawer, you've already seen it, list of apps. And in the stock legacy launcher, we have a black background. Right here we have shortcut to the Google Play Store, if you want to install some more apps. And then widgets. And widgets, you just hold, and then you can put them on your home screen. So say I want to put it on this screen, there we go. So that's how you add widgets in this stock launcher that ships with the Nexus 4. We can go into settings here. We can go down to the drop down notification menu. So this little bar here with the Wi-Fi toggle, Bluetooth toggle, brightness toggle, that is actually a third-party app, so that's not actually built into the operating system. And this battery notification here is also a third-party app. So if you had no third-party apps installed on this, you would just have the time and the date up here. And this little icon here brings you to your quick settings. You can quickly change your brightness, your Wi-Fi, your service provider, battery, Bluetooth, etc. And right here we can access our full settings menu. Turn our Wi-Fi on and off, Bluetooth, we can view our data usage. Home is how you switch launchers. sound, adjust volumes. Here's your different kind of accounts that you have set up. Here's your about phone. And just to prove to you that this is running Android 4.4.4, here we go. There we go, Android 4.4.4, latest and greatest version of Android. Now there's no guarantee that this Nexus 4 will receive the Android L or Android 5.0 update. Google hasn't said anything about it. I'm guessing that it won't because the hardware is 2 years old now, so it is becoming a little bit out of date. So right here at the bottom we have our 3 soft keys, virtual navigation buttons. And this is one thing that I really do like about the stock Android software. A lot of companies like to put capacitive buttons down here at the bottom below the display, and I really don't like that. I just think it's just nicer to have them on screen right here. So we have your typical Android buttons. We have back, home, and multitasking. And right here we can clear out our apps that are running. Okay, let's go ahead and test out Google Now. Okay, Google, how are you doing? Obviously, it's not gonna give me a personalized answer because this is Google Now. It doesn't have much of a personality, but there we go. There's Google Now. I can ask it something like, "Okay, Google, what's the weather like?" Go ahead and turn the volume up here.
It's 78 degrees and clear in Durango.
There we go. Okay, so that's really it for the legacy launcher. I mean, you've seen, everything there is to know about it, really. 5 home screens. You've got your icon here that brings you to your app drawer with a black background. You add widgets by holding down and dragging them onto the home screen. And that's the legacy launcher. So now let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of my favorite third-party launchers. So as I said, we go over here into settings, go to home, and my 2 favorite launchers at the moment are Google Now Launcher and Nova Launcher. So we'll go ahead and take a look at Google Now Launcher. And Google Now Launcher is probably my favorite launcher for a couple of reasons. So the Google Now Launcher is very similar to the launcher that came pre-installed on the Nexus 5. Now I have a separate review on the Google Now Launcher, so if you want to head on over there, click the link, check that video out. It is a pretty cool launcher. As you can see, there are quite a few differences between this and the stock launcher. We have some larger icons, different icon here. We can actually adjust the amount of home screens we have, and the app drawer looks a little different. No black background, and the way you access your widgets, add widgets, is hold down on the home screen. You can add wallpapers, widgets, settings. And Google Now is over to the left side of your screen. So I'm not going to really go into detail on this Google Now launcher, but I like it significantly better than the stock legacy launcher. Anyway, my other favorite launcher is Nova Launcher. So I've customized this launcher pretty significantly. I've created my own widget here, I've installed an icon pack, and it just really changes the look and feel of Android. And that's just really the joy of Android, the upside of owning an Android device, that you can customize it however you want. You can install a launcher and completely change the look of your Android device. This does not look very much like the stock legacy launcher, and that's something that I like. I like that you can really change the look and feel of your Android device. That's something you just can't do on Windows Phone and Android. So here's our app drawer. I see I have my square icons here for my icon pack. Widgets. I have a cube animation going from screen to screen. I have a little dock down here, and really, this launcher just changes the look of Android. It's still Android at the heart, but it just changes the look and feel of it, which is something I really like. And as you saw with the Legacy launcher, the bar surrounding the soft buttons here was black. But on the Google Now launcher and on the Nova launcher, it's transparent. So the wallpaper shows behind the buttons, and I really like that. That's another nice feature. And this launcher also has the OK Google hot word on it. So let's go ahead and dive into some of the various apps, pre-installed apps that come with this Nexus 4. And I went ahead and changed back to the Legacy launcher to look at the apps. So right here we have the camera. This is our Google camera. We can swipe from the left. We get Photosphere, which is a 360 panorama. We have regular panorama. Lens blur, which I think is pretty cool. That's a feature kind of unique to this camera app, Google Camera. It allows part of your photo to be in focus and the other part, the background usually, to be out of focus. Obviously your regular camera and your video modes. You swipe over from the other side, you can access your other pictures. Tap to focus. This is your shutter button. Access more settings down here at the bottom. We have took a picture. There we go. On accident, but there we go. This is your exposure settings, timer, grid, HDR on and off, flash on and off, and we can change the camera from rear facing to front facing. So there's the camera. Here's your gallery app. That just shows you all your pictures. I don't really need to go through that. Gmail becomes pre-installed. You obviously have your phone, your dialer, and your messages. Opera does not come pre-installed. Chrome is the browser that comes pre-installed with most Android devices these days. So obviously your Google suite of apps comes pre-installed. Things like Calculator, Calendar, the clock, Google Drive comes pre-installed, Hangouts. Apps like that come pre-installed with this. And obviously this device is unlocked, so you don't get any bloatware from carriers such as Sprint, who loves to just completely pack their phone with bloatware. So I'm not really going to dive into a lot of the apps, just because I'm pretty sure you all know what they are. I'm pretty sure you all know what Calendar is and how Chrome is. Speaking of Chrome, actually I'm going to do a search here, just kind of a little bit of a speed test. So I'll go to my website here. And by the way, this keyboard is not the stock keyboard that comes with it. This is actually the Android L keyboard. I got it for free off the Google Play Store. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'll also leave a link to Google Play, Google Now Launcher, and Nova Launcher, just in case you guys want to go over to the App Store and pick those up. Alright, so here's the mobile version of my website here. And as you can see, scrolling is very fluid. That's that Project Butter from Android 4.2. You can see some other pages on my website here. Again, very smooth. Chrome web browser is a very smooth web browser, and it really shows off the speed of this Nexus 4. I personally prefer Opera just because I like the look and the feel of Opera better, but Chrome is a very, very good browser. Let's see, what else can I show you guys? Not much else really. That's really the extent of the Android operating system. I guess the highlights would be that it's very customizable. People that are switching from iOS or Windows Phone to Android are really going to like that. They're really going to like the ability to customize the look and feel of the experience via launchers or whatever it may be. So that's really it for the software on my Google Nexus 4. Thank you very much for watching. You can read my full review of this device on my website. It will be coming soon. And by the way, my website is MobileTechnologyReviews.weebly.com, so head on over there. You can check out my full written reviews of devices, etc. And again, I want to thank you guys for watching.